Hey guys, this is MSB Designs back with my part 2 of my YouTube background tutorial series. Um, yeah, I just recorded like a 9-minute episode right before this, and it turns out in 9 minutes all I got done was a pattern. So I scrapped that episode and I'm just gonna actually get something done this time. So I'm gonna get started right away. So what you want to do is create a new document. 200 by 100. For this, we're going to use it to create a nice little pattern in the background, just like that. I'm going to keep that layer for now, and then you want to open up 3D text. What I made is just a little 3D text like this called tut, and yeah, you can do whatever you want, but I would suggest making something different than your main text, just for a variety. So I'm going to open up that text. And before I do that, I'm going to add some layer styles and some color correction that I did in my previous tutorial. Just like that. Overlay to make it look sexy. Sexy. G for the bucket tool. So like that. If you guys don't know what I'm doing right now, you can go watch my tutorial, because I have a tutorial up for a reason. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm sort of kidding about that. You guys can go look at the tutorial. I'm not going to re-explain this. I'm going to put it about here. And delete that, and then I'm just gonna lower down the opacity really low, and add some of this, some of that, some of this, and some more of that. I feel really gangster right now. I'm far from being gangster. There. Now I have everything for my pattern text. So then what you want to do once you have all that text ready, just drag it on to your 200 by 100 document, and you want to scale it. Oh my god, this is going terrible. You want to scale it down so it fits, and also for this I'm going to put it on an angle so it can be a bit bigger at the start. You want to turn it, but it's still going to be too big, so shrink it down but not too much. Just like that. And then I'm just going to duplicate this, or not duplicate, I'm sorry. I'm going to center it just like that, and I'm going to delete the white, and you want to have no background on this, just the text. Then you want to go to edit, define pattern, pattern 89, there you go. Then once you should have this from the previous, from part 1, and then you want to go back to your background layer. Mine is blue, not green overlay, I'm sorry. You want to go to pattern overlay, click on the little arrow inside the pattern you just made. Mine is like that. I'm going to lower down the opacity. You guys should do that too. Just like that. And there. Now you have a little pattern in the background. I think it's nice. You may not think the same, but that is okay. Now for the layers styles for the boxes. This takes a while to get right, but I pretty much use everything the same now. Depends on the style of the background, obviously. I'm just gonna create some drop shadow. You guys can do whatever you want for this, just make it look nice. Nah, no inner glow. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna add some inner glow for this one. Make it white, scale it down, maybe about 1. There, now I have like a nice little glossy edge. I think the stroke would have done probably about the same thing, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna press OK. I'm gonna right click and go to copy layer style and paste them on the rest of the boxes. Just like this. And there you go, now you have your layer styles for the boxes. It's not quite beautiful, but it's pretty good considering these are just free tutorials we're watching, because a lot of tutorials, like professional tutorials, you have to pay for. It's quite lame. But yeah, now we have all of that, and I'm going to take a dark gray, a really dark gray, and I'm going to put it on. I'm going to fill the boxes with that so I can add some gloss to it and make it look good. You guys can do the same. And there, now that I have all that, I'm going to go to create a new layer, select my marquee tool, take the rectangular marquee tool. Then you want to create a new layer over your top box. Actually, I'm going to make the new layer over my main box, and I can just duplicate it after. You just want to go like this, and there you go. Then you want to fill it in with white, and then you want to create clipping mask. And there, now it'll follow that shape and just lower down the opacity, just for a nice glossy look. I'd stick to about 3 for this, depending on the shade of gray you were using. And then you want to create a clipping mask and put it on every layer and move it to the right places. This one I'm going to need to shrink it a lot, if I can fit on the top box. And there. Duplicate this one again. Oh no, moving the wrong one. And then move it over there. People in my house probably think I'm telling myself right now. That's okay. And then I have that. I'm pretty sure I've done a tutorial for this glossy modules before. You guys are apparently getting double the dose of the tutorial for that. Pretty sure you guys understand what I'm doing, just putting on every little box. Just like that. And now we have this so far. That's looking pretty good in my opinion. How long have I been recording? 7 minutes. Alright, we have time to add the 3D text on here and adding some color correction on that. So I'm gonna open up the 3D text that I made. It was called Tuts. There it is. Alright, adding the color correction to this text now. Basically the same as the other one. It gets really repetitive sometimes. That's why I kind of got bored of graphics, but I think I'm good now. I think I'm back. Take my elliptical marquee tool and just press Alt and it'll drag out like that. Oh no, that was the wrong one. Oh no, I had the right one. I just let go of Alt too quick. No, oh, I know what I did. I gotta select this, just that one, and then I'll go to Alt. Like that. Then I'm gonna... Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry. I did the complete wrong thing. I'm gonna create a new layer, select the text like that, and take my elliptical marquee tool. Like, I was really confused there for a sec. Nothing was working anymore. There, just like that. And I was thinking earlier, if I made a gradient that sharply dropped to white, I wonder if I can make a sort of glossy material like this. Not material, but layer styles. But yeah, I'm gonna try that later. I'm gonna leave that pretty close to how it was. Bring the brightness up though. This is pretty important because this is going to be the main text on the background. I don't know how bright I should make it though. I'll make it about like this and lower down the opacity for that. There, that's looking good in my opinion. Now I'm going to make more gloss on it. I can zoom up properly. That's actually already pretty glossy. Besides right here, so I'm going to touch that up. Brush tool. I already have like a 2 pixel brush. and I think that's a bit too small, so I'm going to bring it up a bit to about 4. That looks perfect. And for this, I'm going to use the actual touchpad on my laptop. I don't like using the mouse when I make really precise things. Take the white brush and just follow along here. Actually, I'm just going to follow all along, so that looks nice. I'm going to look around for more. Right on here, there's some missing. And there. Now I'm just going to lower the opacity so it looks nice and natural. And there you go. Now I have my main text for my background. I'm just going to merge all these layers together by selecting all of them and pressing Ctrl E. And then I'm going to drag it right on my background. That's looking good. For this, I'm going to bring it all the way up over modules. Apparently it won't let me. That's kind of dumb. I'm going to bring it over top everything. There. Then I'm going to shrink it quite a bit, because the text is rendered in pretty good quality, so it takes up a lot of the room. Like, because you can only have about 800 kilobytes for on your background, and yeah. Then once you have the right size you want it, you want to go to edit transform, and then rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise, and I'm gonna shrink it a bit more just so it fits beside that box. And there. Now I'm gonna center it with that one. I'm gonna press Control and click my main box layer, and then I'm gonna press this one. So there you go. It's pretty close already. I'm gonna zoom up. Press Control H, it'll get rid of all the lines and the guides and all that crap. And there. So far we have this. This is looking pretty good for a basic background. And I'll catch you guys on the next episode.